What's up, people? It's me. I've got these fucking huge earrings in. You're probably wondering why. And to be honest, it's because I'm having a bit of a shit day and I just wanted to make myself feel glam and extra. And there's not much going on right now, let's be honest, so it is pretty interesting when you put something like this in and makes you feel totally different. Yeah, so in all honesty, I've been having a horrible day. I've been feeling really upset. There's just a lot of change going on in my life and it's kind of a bit overwhelming. And I just wanted to be authentic in my outputs and let people know that I'm not always like happy and everything isn't picture perfect, even though it looks like it is online. A lot of people assume that your life looks perfect and the grass is always greener. And I'm not saying that my life is an ideal life or that it looks that way to anybody, but I just wanted to create outputs that are authentic and real. So this is kind of what I would do, or what I am going to do when I'm having a shit day. So I've lit a candle, put some like cool earrings in. I've made myself loads of cups of teas and I'm going to do some painting. So you can see this big like elephant in the room here. So I actually sculpted this the other day out of air drying clay and I think it's dry enough to paint now. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the process of painting it as well. It's pretty cool. It's like kind of like a wonky vase shape and I think it'll look so cute with like some flowers coming out of it, even some dried flowers. They don't have to be fresh flowers. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure what colours to do it. Because I'm at home and I'm not at the studio, I've only got limited resources, so I've just got these paints that we kind of used around the house, which I thought might be quite cool because it's going to be coated in a top coat anyway, so it'll be all protected. So I don't think it matters what paint you use before you do the top coat. So this is emulsion, but it should be fine. So I've got this kind of like dark purple, like pale green that's the same colour as the wall, and then I've got this like really bright like lime green, tropical jungle it's called, from Wilco. And then I've also got this very light, I've got quite a lot of this, very light purple. So I could have gone to the studio and done this, but where I've moved to now, it is a bit of a walk to get to the studio. It's like 35 minutes, and when it's cold I really don't feel like walking all the way there and then sitting in a really cold studio all day. But when the weather gets a lot nicer, I think I'll be making more trips out to the studio. So yeah, hope you enjoy watching me paint this vase. I'm quite excited to see how it turns out actually. So the purple is so light that it's barely showing up, but I think when it's next to the green, you can kind of see it actually. When it's next to the green, it'll definitely show up a lot more. Done the inside and little stripe. Yeah. So I kind of just wanted to chat about like emotional well-being and how I deal with it, because I've obviously not been feeling great today and it feels very relevant, and it feels it's nice to try and help other people. Everyone has different coping mechanisms, everyone has different things that work best for them, or everyone has things that don't work for them. So I'm by no means saying that you should do what I do, but a lot of the things that I do have been proven by science to help calm the mind. So I guess, yeah, just something to bear in mind. So as a creative, I mean, I feel like everyone is creative to some degree, just some people are more often creative than other people. Everyone has creativity inside of them, it's just whether they tap into that or whether they don't. So when I'm not feeling great, I do like to make things with my hands. I am an illustrator, so I do illustrate quite often, and I've sort of been doing more digital illustration recently than traditional. But when I'm not feeling great, I like to stay away from screens and get back to drawing on real paper with real materials, or painting. Or like when I did this pot the other day, that was really tactile and fun. And I think doing something that is that does kind of engage your senses in that way, it's really calming, and it's a very healing distraction, I find, from your thoughts, because it's kind of a meditation. You can just focus on the sensation of touch, or say if you were playing music, of sound, or even if you are like working with clay, or you're playing on a guitar, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to just tap into the sound. Like, you can feel the way that the strings like touch your hands, and you can feel the smell of the strings, and yeah, I guess there's you can just tap into all 5 senses whenever. You don't have to be creative to do that, but I do think that it helps to focus your brain, and also to kind of express yourself a little bit is always good. And there is a slight feeling of like accomplishment when you've created something. Like, there's always that feeling of, oh, that's nice that I made that. Which I guess is something that you don't get from all forms of meditation or mindfulness. Like from walking, I guess you wouldn't get that same feeling of I created that, but you might get a feeling of that was really nice to have finished that walk, and to have walked so far, or to have spent that much time in nature. And yeah, it's about, but ultimately it is about the process and sort of the being present in the making, which is something that I find I can't do as much of when I am creating commercial, I guess you could call it, illustration. So every now and then I do like to create just for me, or just without that kind of expectation of creating a finished illustration that will be for my portfolio, or will in some way like add to my success as an illustrator, whether it's work for a client or whether it's just me trying to develop my illustration style, I guess, and my practice. So yeah, I do like to have separate creative practices from that to keep me sane. So that's one of the things that I do to help me feel more calm and more present. Lots of different things that you can do in the form of mindfulness and meditation. So from walking and taking in what's around you, from the sights and smells and sounds and the feeling of your foot as you're walking on the pavement, that's one form of mindfulness. Also cooking can be a form of mindfulness. And it's very therapeutic, and as I mentioned before, you get that sense of achievement, you get that sense of you've made something nice. Even if you don't make something nice, it's quite funny when it goes wrong. I do a lot of baking and it either goes really really well for me or really really bad, and it's quite funny, like, to have the polar opposites. Another form of meditation is just sitting and watching your thoughts and breath, which is basic. That's just kind of like a basic meditation that I think everyone can do, and it will benefit everyone. No matter whether you're in a good state of mind or a bad state of mind, it will benefit you. You need it in your life. If you haven't tried it, you need to do it, because it really benefits you in every single way. You become more aware of your body, more aware of your mind, more aware of your emotions, more aware of people in your life, more open to receiving good things like love and opportunities and positivity, and you just become so much more grateful and present. So if you haven't tried meditation yet, just try it. Just sit and close your eyes and watch your breath and watch your thoughts, and not try to get too attached to anything. Nothing's wrong, you know, like, thinking isn't wrong, thoughts aren't bad, they're just a narrative, and you're just watching that narrative play and just kind of letting it go by. So yeah, I would highly recommend that. Another form of healing for me is journaling. So I've kept a diary from the age of like 11, and it's always been a really healing experience for me, whether I knew it at the time or not. When I was really upset when I was younger, I used to, you know, scribble and like write in my diary, and I think a lot of us did that, and I still do that now because it's really good to let go of emotions in that way and to get them out on paper. And it's also a really great way to keep track of what you're feeling and why, and yeah, it's quite cathartic because you're sort of getting things out, like a purge. It's also a great tool for manifestation, journaling. So I guess I'll do a whole another video on manifesting, because it's something I'm really interested in. In the past couple of years I've kind of gotten really into it. So yeah, you can use journaling as a form of manifestation as well, and that is quite a healing thing to do when you're feeling down or anxious. Cleansing your space, whether that is tidying the space or cleansing it with something like sage, burning some sage or Palo Santo wood, or incense. I think cleansing can be a really powerful thing to do as well. Massage, forms of massage are really good to make you feel more calm, and massage has also been proven to reduce toxins in the body. So you can just do like a simple arm massage where you circulate your fingers up your arm and just sort of rotate your hand as you do it. I guess you could just do it with your thumb. And then this has been proven to reduce toxins in the body. Yeah, you can also do tapping, which I've seen has become like quite a big thing in, I guess, the mindfulness like scene. So tapping is supposed to be really good for kind of getting rid of stagnant energy in the body. Or I'm reading this book at the moment called The Body Keeps the Score, and it's about how trauma is held in the body. So I think this tapping action and practice can be very useful for people who have gone through a lot of trauma. And when you start to do meditation, you might notice there are areas that don't relax as easily, or that you might feel some kind of tension in, or you might feel some kind of different energy in, and that could be trauma, that could be linked to trauma. So this tapping can help to reduce that stagnant energy and to kind of release it. Yeah, I guess I'll round up for now because I could talk about this forever, and there's lots of different tangents and different practices I could go into within the same category. But basically, if you're feeling down, try these things, or just, you know, like make yourself a big cup of tea and like watch your favourite show, call loved ones, tell them how you feel, or don't if you don't want to, but just go easy on yourself because it's really hard. Like, life is hard, but it's also beautiful, and kind of try and respect the fact that you're not having a good day, and yeah, send love to yourself constantly. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this slightly off topic, slightly informative video, and I'm sending you all lots of love, and I hope you're all in great spirits, and if you're not, then I hope you feel better soon, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.